Your favorite sports show host, Morgan Newman, bringing you the latest sports news and highlights on Play by Play, exclusive to Good Hope FM.
Yep, that's right. Good evening, I think it is now. Not quite sure when the show is going to be going out, but nonetheless, it is Play by Play with myself, Morgan Newman. But this time, it's off air and online. And it's a baby of mine that I've been wanting to bring to life for the last couple of months, and then I managed to round up the best that Good Hope FM has in the form of Carl Lewis and Adrian Endley. We're going to talk and cover everything that has been sports related over the last week or two. To kick things off, I'm going to start with Adrian Endley, Weekend Breakfast Sports Host on Good Hope FM. Good evening, brother. What's happening?
Oh man, it's so good. So good to be it's weird this is actually happening.
I know, right?
It's a reality now.
It is a reality. And also, we managed to bring into studio. It's taken us everything and every little bit of our powers to bring the man that is one of the most knowledgeable sports nuts I know around the globe. I've yet to beat him at a sports quiz.
Yeah.
Award-winning sports reporter, Carl Lewis. Good evening, brother.
Yo, what an intro. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you for inviting me, guys. And to you, Adrian, I'm happy to be here. I'm here for the banter. I think it's going to get spicy in here.
Yeah, that's the plan. The plan is for us to be completely raw, completely real. The best part about it is it's off-air. And what off-air means, we've got license to have some fun.
I don't like that look in your eye.
Yeah, Morgan, you're looking a bit too excited there. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, you give me free reign. I'm like one of those. You give me the arm, you give me the hand, I'll take the arm. And that's the plan for the next 20 minutes. So there's so much we want to cover, actually. There's Springbok Rugby Championships we want to talk about. There's the women's recent performances we're going to need to talk about. Of course, the Proteas are touring down under. So there is just so much happening in the world of sport. The PSL kicks off this weekend. Let's not forget about that. And with all that happening, Carl, where is it you want to start? What's in your mind, sporting-wise? I mean, where do we go to from here?
I mean, before we get into the big topics, what's really on my mind is obviously the PSL starting, and I'm like, is this going to be another Sundowns title? That's on my mind. Then we got the Proteas down under. I'm excited to see our youngsters. I feel like we're in a good phase of South African cricket. So at this point in time, that's where my head's at.
Adrian, where you at, brother? I know you also, you're like me.
Yeah.
There's no favorite sport. It's like, let's cover as much sport as we can, try and absorb as much as you can. What did you watch this weekend? What's in your mind, sporting-wise, before we kick things off?
Yeah,
full swing.
Man. Definitely. It's a very exciting time for football. Obviously, all the pre-season things are sort of wrapping up right now. But even locally, I mean, not even with the PSL, we also have the MTN 8 that's been going on. I mean, the only Western Cape team, Stellenbosch, through to the semi-finals. And it seems like no one else knows this, but it's also the African National Championships going on at the moment. In fact, Bafana Bafana in action on Friday, but I've heard nothing about it. So that's what's on my mind.
So the interesting thing about that competition is that only homegrown players are selected, which I quite like.
Yeah.
So you have to be playing local football. So it's not like if you're playing overseas in the Premier League and stuff. So it's quite a cool competition in that fact.
While we're at it, locally, you talk about this is the only team that we have, but it's the only team we have in the PSL. I mean, going forward.
Yeah.
I know.
The only
what is
Western
it? Cape Town.
top flight.
Yeah, only Western Cape top flight. After having had 3 or 4, am I correct?
We had 3. Over the years, we've always had like 2. But Cape Town Spurs, which was Ajax, they got relegated. Now Cape Town City gets relegated.
Yeah.
So not the greatest time for Cape Town football. I mean, Stellenbosch are in another municipality. So we need to start having a long, hard look at ourselves. And I think there's multiple reasons why Cape Town football is sinking.
I mean, it's funny how we're starting to claim Stellenbosch. You know, I mean, there's a whole rugby debate that we can have about the Paul schools and how they play for Western Province, and
so unfair.
That's a whole episode altogether on its own. So how we claiming the Stellenbosch FC as our own? I suppose we have no other hope, so we don't have a choice much, do we?
It's literally it's whenever it's convenient for us, we'll claim Stellenbosch. Otherwise, I don't want to know about anything else behind the Boerewors curtain. It's fine. Yeah, happy to stay this side.
Fair enough. Okay, well then let's just kick things off straight up. The Rugby Championship starting next week. South Africa picked a really good squad, to be fair. Our strongest potential squad. There's a lot of debate. Should we be picking our strongest squad? Should we be blooding more youngsters looking towards the next Rugby World Cup? I don't know. Where's your head at, Cole?
So I think this Springbok year is about 3 things. Like you said, building depth.
Correct.
Beating New Zealand once away from home. and then at the end of the year, beating Ireland. Those are the three things that I think matter to me and matter to South African fans. We won the Rugby Championship last year. So I think if we didn't win it, considering we played 2 tests in New Zealand, it's not a big deal. But if we need to beat them once, and I know, knowing Rassie, he's honed in on that.
Have you seen Rassie? He's unfollowed everyone is it on Twitter or on X? What is it called? X.
Wallabies.
He's unfollowed everyone, only following the Wallabies. And then they'll do the 2 test matches against the Wallabies, then they'll unfollow the Wallabies and they'll start following the All Blacks. I think that's how he rolls. So yeah, I mean, look, from a squad point of view, anything that jumps out at you, any notable omissions that you think? I thought Faf de Klerk was quite an interesting omission, you know, considering he's one of Rassie's love children. Where else do you go? I mean, the fly-off dilemma, that's always a contentious issue, Adrian. I mean, who do you reckon is going to start as fly-off the first game against the Aussies? Let's hear it.
You're going to ask me this question over here. Look, personally, I've always been a Libbok fan, okay? I've always been in his corner.
I have to agree with you.
I think that's our 10. I think what he brings to the game. Look, you can talk about his kicking, whatever. Okay, that is what it is. I mean, he has worked on a new technique. I'm sure everyone has seen that he's been trying with his kicking, which has brought some good results. But just what he brings to our attack during the match as well, he's always going to be a fan. I'm always going to be a fan of his, and I love the idea of having him as starting. And I mean, you can turn to Pollard off the bench. I'm spoiled. We're absolutely spoiled to even have that opportunity.
So you reckon turn to him and not start Pollard with a rock and then turn to Mani Libbok?
I think I would want to start Mani, and if it's just not working, bring on Mr. Reliable as well.
Yeah. Okay, so does that mean, in your conversation, I see Cole, or you're chomping at the bit here to give your opinion. I know you're also a Mani Libbok fan, but does that mean Sasha doesn't make the squad at all?
So that's we're forgetting about that, man. I agree with you. I think even if you look at these first few tests that happened now, we played our best rugby under Libbok, with Libbok at 10. We had the 45-0 win. I think if you had to rank them, I think Sasha is third out of Pollard and them.
And rightly so, to be fair.
However, I still believe South Africa has never had a fly-off like Sasha Feinberg Ngomazuli in the sense that he can attack, he can defend like Andre and Henry Honeyball. He has that X factor. His kicking isn't where it needs to be, but clearly he has the potential to be a 75-80% kicker. So I think the way we manage and develop him is really key, because we've never had a special talent like Sasha. But I'm with you. I just like the way we play under Mani.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he does bring a completely different dimension. I sat in a press conference about a couple of weeks ago. I think the Boks were going to take on, couldn't remember. I think it was maybe with the test match before Georgia. And Rassie says, managing Sasha so that he plays 70% to the plan and the 30% X factor is the challenge that he sits with. And so I 100% agree with him. If we can get 30% of the exuberance of youth from Sasha and the 70% of sticking to the Bok plan and the Bok blueprint, then I think they're headed in the right direction. Elsewhere, any other real sort of positions that you feel will be discussed at length? I mean, what about fullback? Who do you think it's going to be?
For me, it's Damien. I have that is my guy.
Really?
Apelele Fassi knocked on that door and he knocked hard.
And you still think he goes, and Damien still goes above him?
Yeah, Damien still. The guy is one of the most talented South African rugby players to ever come up. I'm saying ever.
I think Damien is our next 12.
Okay,
that's my opinion.
One position that I'm scratching
simmer.
my head at a lot is our scrum half. Okay, you mentioned Fafs at home. People are talking about Grant Williams as if he is going to be the next one. Do we think that's the case?
He should be.
Is he going to be our starting 9?
I want to say it emphatically and on this spot right here. He should be our 9. The reason why, no one has his pace. That pace is just another factor that the other scrummies don't bring.
Yeah,
I hear with you, but I'm going to throw this at you. So I agree, Grant has the ability. The problem is he's so quick. I feel he's better off the bench, and I'll tell you why. Name me a very good Bok team that hasn't had a rock steady number 9. And that for me is what I think Grant doesn't necessarily have. He's got the X factor. He's got the play off the base really quickly. He plays off the cuff a lot more than most of our scrum offs.
Yeah.
But if you look at what a Bok team that has been really good, you look at the Fourier Duprees of this world, you can even go further back. You could use Van der Westers, and these guys were rock steady. And I question whether he is rock steady right now. And does that mean maybe with a little bit of maturity, maybe he becomes rock steady? So I'm not saying he's the wrong choice. It's just I don't see him as a starting 9 that you're going to go to a World Cup final with, that's going to kick box kicks on a tee.
So this is where I feel he gets typecast, and because has such scintillating pace, he's like, oh, you're a bench player. But if you actually go into those games, his box kicking is really not that bad. I've been quite impressed over the last, I'd say, 8 months about his box kicking. Look, in an ideal world, Jaden Hendrickse, your starting 9, Grant coming off the bench. I see what you mean, but I think people undermine Grant by saying he's a bench player, because I think his actual base skills is very good for a 9.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to ask you guys next week, same time, same place. I want you to come with your box starting 15 against the Aussies, and we're going to take your box, Carl's box starting 15. We're going to go Adrian's, we're going to take mine, and we're going to try and tick off who is the certainties, who all three of us agree on. And then we're going to try and unpack that before the first test match. Of course, the Aussies up against the Box. I think we're playing away from home, aren't we?
No, we play 2 tests.
Sorry, in Pretoria. Yeah. First one's in Pretoria, second one in Cape Town. That's going to be a nice one for us to unpack. Nice. Quickly, ladies rugby, what's happening there? I know there's the Springbok ladies. The Rugby World Cup is now coming up.
It's very soon. I think it's next week. Is
it next week?
Yeah, next week. And we had a look. We have had a very good sort of precursor to that. We just beat the
All Blacks.
The
Black
Ferns
Blacks,
15.
the Black Ferns. That's the name of them.
Ferns. Here in Cape Town, actually, at Athlone Stadium, a fantastic match, well supported as well.
Yes, I saw that.
I was really happy to see, and they've definitely put on a show for the crowd there. Look, obviously, Springbok women nowhere near as strong and competitive as the men's team, but definitely heading in the right direction.
Listen.
And I think this World Cup will be a sort of a good litmus test, sort of see where are we at.
Powers that be in SA Rugby. Now, this is where we have the freedom of speech, right?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
This is where the off-air thing comes about. We need to invest way more money into our females rugby. There's a wealth of talent. There's so much. But if you look at the amount of that's invested into our national men's team and what the ladies are getting, it is sad to see. And they're still performing head and shoulders above where they should be.
100%. But you have to acknowledge that they are trying to change that. Over the last 3 years, investment has grown. I mean, they put Swayze de Brain as their coach. They're trying to take the Currie Cup seriously on a women's level. So the changes are being made. I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see the fruits of our labor or the fruits of our investment. So Swayze de Brain, I mean, you probably played against him as a coach. That guy's an incredible thinker, and you can see it playing out. And I'm not an expert on our Springbok women's team, but whoa, we've got some powerful runners. Jeepers.
Yeah. No, we have. And that's why I think investment into our females rugby will really, really boost them. And I think we might be pleasantly surprised at this Rugby World Cup coming up in just a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that, of course. There's so much happening in the world of rugby. We can continue to talk. We're still supposed to touch on some Currie Cup rugby. I don't know, do we want to do that very quickly? But you have 2 minutes to tell me your thoughts on this Currie Cup. 2 minutes, and then we've got to move on.
Okay, well, I know Currie Cup's getting hate, but there's 3 reasons to watch the Currie Cup. Talent.
Yeah, agreed.
Lots of talent. Because we want to talk about pipelines and all this depth. Go watch it, and it's really good. Number 2, there's lots of tries. Yeah. It's very exciting to watch as a product.
Lots of tries doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. It could be
very
bad.
Poor defenses.
Could be bad defense.
I didn't want to say that because the defenses are shocking. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
And then my third reason is the next generation of coaches. You've got Frans Steyn there, you've got JP Peterson, the
agreed.
Bulls coach. Some very exciting next gen coaches. So I like this product. Just give it its time.
Even the players. I mean, so many of the under 20 Bok team that just won now. A lot of those players have been signed to Currie Cup teams, and I mean, I'm very excited to see them get in the mix with some experienced players as well, because it's a good bridge to sort of get you into the URC, into the national team. So it definitely, I mean, it's still a very important competition. Yeah,
Carl and I spoke about this last week on the show. Actually, if you're listening now, every Saturday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. play-by-play with myself, Morgan Newman, and of course Adrian and Carl. Sometimes join me on the show. Well, Adrian always joins me, and then we try and convince Carl to join us as often as possible. But quickly,
his price tag's too high, way too high.
Yeah, we can't always afford him, so we can only in increments we can get him on the show. But my problem with the Currie Cup right now is, I think Western Province and a lot of the other unions are diluting the jersey. For me to play for the Currie Cup back in the day was like a massive thing. You know, to get a cap for Currie Cup was massive. The amount of youngsters given Currie Cup caps now, I think, dilutes the jersey. And when you dilute the jersey, it loses the respect of the jersey, and then the competition is slightly subdued. That's just my opinion.
Can I counter your argument?
quickly. You have 20 seconds.
I got 20 seconds.
Okay, I'm counting.
Look at the rugby calendar. It's impossible for the Springboks and the top players, the URC players, to play in the Currie Cup. Where do we fit in the Currie Cup? So unfortunately now, the Currie Cup is now a stepping stone and another channel to professional rugby. Pumas guys, Griquas guys, they got URC contracts through the Currie Cup. So that's its place now. Sadly, it won't be what it was, but there is a place for the Currie Cup now.
Let that simmer, and then we can take this debate a lot further. Colin and I and Adrian can sit and banter a lot. We got to shift very quickly. Listen, there's Formula 1 mid-season recap I still want to talk about, but let's quickly talk some football.
Yes,
PSL
sir.
starts this weekend.
Yeah.
Want to run through some fixtures there for us. Also,
Yeah.
besides the PSL, the transfer market in Europe is wild. The numbers being thrown around is ridiculous. Only thing I really care about is Manchester United.
Of course. And I mean, just quickly on the PSL, of course, it's starting this Saturday. The champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, taking on Chippa United. All of the games are actually kicking off. Well, there's going to be quite a few games kicking off at 3. Again, I don't know if I can see this league going any other way than Mamelodi Sundowns. Again. Also, we need to also take into account the fact that they were just involved in the Club World Cup, and the money that they received from the games they won and their participation, it's putting them so ahead of every other PSL
Adrian, can
team.
we also just give them credit for the football they play? Oh my word.
Oh, yeah.
They did us proud, dude. I mean, international journalists were talking about their style of play.
Yeah.
But just to get in on this PSL, I want to make a public announcement to Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. Get your act together. Win the bloody league.
Yeah.
This cannot continue.
Do you know what needs to stop happening? Is Orlando Pirates has
But
become
can they compete without a budget?
No, they have become a fashion club. They're dropping new kits.
Whoa, and it looks good.
It looks great. It looks great. No, your kits look great, and you can have all the photo shoots you want. Can you actually play some football though, please?
But I think there's more. Both of those clubs, the Soweto Giants, have more sponsors than titles at the moment.
Yeah.
They are
How
not
do
short
they
of
get that right? What do they? Because, so what are you guys both sitting here telling me that it's no longer about the results and more about the sponsors and what make a sellable product?
Yeah, because they are a product. They have a history behind them. I mean, people all around the world speak about the two clubs from Soweto. That big derby. I mean, Ian Wright the other day was saying that's one derby you have to experience in your life. So people know the brand, and I think that's all they care about at this point.
And that's the sad thing about South African football, and that has a lot to do here in Cape Town. We're not supporting our teams as you grow up as a Cape Townian, you choose between Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates almost as a South African.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just so top heavy, so lopsided.
Yeah.
How South African football is. It's sad. There's no money to go around elsewhere.
And so how have Sundowns just then clean sweep for the last whatever it is? I think how many PSL titles are on the trot now?
It's 8 now.
Yeah, I was about to say
8 in a row.
But you ask why? Just look up Patrice Motsepe's net worth.
Yes, sir. That's why.
One of your answers. But on top of that, great system. They're playing enterprising football since Pitso Mosamani. Then Rulani Mokoena comes in. They play beautiful football, set up a great system. Now Miguel Cardozo is bearing the fruits as well. Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs need to get smarter. They have the money. They just need to get smarter with their transfers and the way they play. And you can't just change manager after manager. There needs to be a system in place.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Let me
South
get off
African
my
football.
soapbox.
South African football. I actually saw. We've got to try and get a guy on. His name's Michael Morton, actually.
Yes.
And I had him on my show a couple of weeks ago. Adrian and I were on the show.
Great.
And this guy talks about the amount of PSL teams and the amount of name changes that we've had in the PSL.
I
How
do
you
wanna
can
get into
buy
that.
your way into top flight football is absolutely absurd. South African football needs to do something about it. But you need to earn the right to get into the PSL, not buy your way into the PSL. That's a discussion for a whole nother day. Let's move quickly to Europe. Transfer
Yes, sir.
market. Who's United buying? That's all I care
Oh,
about.
it's crazy. No, so there's this whole thing happening at the moment with Benjamin Sesko, okay, a striker from RB Leipzig.
Oh, but I saw he's coming to United. No?
Apparently, both Newcastle and United want him, and he's like, "Yeah, look, I'll go anywhere, but I'm leaning more towards United." And it's actually
man.
big because if Newcastle don't manage to sign this guy, they'll probably be a lot more desperate to try to hold on to Isak, who is looking to move to Liverpool. So it's almost going to have like a bit of a domino effect.
Yeah.
So if United manage to sign Sesko, Newcastle probably not going to want to sign Isak. They're going to try and not let him leave at all. That's going to affect Liverpool, who are also looking for a new striker. After Luis Diaz just kind of left, I didn't expect to see that.
Don't
at
forget
all.
about Ekitike from
Yes.
Eintracht Frankfurt,
Yes, yeah,
60
he's
odd
just
million.
getting-
I mean, decent player.
Yeah.
Is he worth 60 million now?
I do always worry about a Bundesliga player coming
To the Premier League, yeah.
And
Agreed.
when Bayern Munich doesn't want you, I'm sorry to say that, but I mean, he's much like Isak. He's quite lanky, drifts to the side a bit. He has potential. I'm not saying he's not. He's 23 years old, so great profile. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
for
definitely,
them.
Definitely.
Any other notable transfers taking place?
I
haven't
do
actually
like
kept
what
such a close eye on it.
I do like what United are doing in terms of they're going for people who have sort of proven themselves in the Premier League already. I mean, they've gone for Cunha, they've gone for
Buemo.
Yeah, Buemo as well. I thought from the start we need to look at our attack. Obviously, as a United fan, I thought our attack is lacking a lot, but. Good move from them to sort of buy within the Premier League. Liverpool, obviously, they're making headlines. They might have the most expensive English transfer with Florian Wirtz. He played pretty well. He played in their pre-season game against
so good.
Athletic Bilbao. I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned about that Liverpool team. They are building such a strong team.
You reckon?
They spent a lot of money.
Don't say that, eh?
And he plays beautifully between the lines.
Who do you support?
Ipswich Town.
Who?
Ipswich Town.
Oh wow! And you?
You said United.
United.
yeah.
But
Ipswich
I agree.
Town.
I would be.
Who have they signed?
They sold Rory Delap to not Rory Delap. That's his father, Liam Delap, to Chelsea. So that's one of Chelsea's new strikers.
But Ipswich are now in the Championship.
Yes, sir. We are.
Look at you. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were talking about something else earlier.
No, Aiden said he's worried about Liverpool as a United fan,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you should be. Massive investment after winning a Premier League.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's City as well. Pep Guardiola is still looming. I think we mustn't forget that he's looming there. But I love what Liverpool's doing.
I saw, I read something. I don't ask me how I got to this, but I was reading, and they say one of the biggest signings in the Premier League is not a player, but it's Pep Guardiola's second in charge.
Oh.
I don't know who it is. If somebody
Who's
is out there
in
that's
charge now?
If somebody out there is listening or watching this, please leave a comment in the comments below or something. But let us know who is Pep Guardiola's second in command.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he signed Jurgen Klopp's former assistant, Linders.
You see,
So that could be a very... I mean, he was a big part of what Klopp did at Liverpool.
Exactly.
Okay, I didn't realize that. So good pick up there, Morgan.
Yeah, so I've got a funny feeling Manchester City, not necessarily on the field, because again, I don't think a squad like that necessarily needs too much investment outside than, backroom staff, blah, blah, blah. So,
Do you know what transfer does not make any sense to me still? Is the fact that Tottenham are letting Son go.
where's he going to?
I think he's going to
He's
MLS.
going to the MLS. He's going to America. Which
Guys, producers looking at me here. We've got 3 minutes left. We've got to move.
But I think he wants to go.
Is it? Okay, so you think so?
Yeah.
But why would you want to go to the MLS? I don't get it when
That's
players who are
Bucks.
still
That's only
good.
Bucks.
He is 30 now.
I think he's like 31.
And also, to be fair,
maybe
his money, I
but
guess.
to be
he
fair,
won his title there.
That's
so.
true. He won his title. He was like, cool, I'm done.
I
Dipping.
don't think that they're actually seeing him as a massive part of that squad anymore. He wasn't starting that many football games towards the end of.
But he was still.
He's still culturally, he's a big part of that club.
so
Harry
good,
Kane leaves, he's still there.
Correct.
Yeah.
But they did sign Mohamed Kudus, our African brother from Ghana. He's really good. Another underrated signing that Tottenham made, and remember,
You have 2 minutes,
Thomas
Carl.
Frank is the new manager, the former Brentford manager,
Yeah.
is João Paulinho, who used to
Yes.
play for Fulham, who went to Bayern Munich. He's a nice midfielder. I think nice, smart signings from Spurs.
Yeah. Very, very cool. So there we go. We can, again, you see, I said 20 minutes. I mean, this
Yeah.
20 minutes is
We
just
still
not
haven't
gonna...
spoken about Arsenal, but
Okay,
that's
fire away. You've got a minute to cover Arsenal.
No.
Nobody cares about them anyway. The
I mean,
only
they-
person that
I
cares
was
about
gonna
it is
say,
KZ.
who cares? Yeah.
They signed their striker, Gyökeres from Sporting.
Gyökeres, yes.
Okay, they made some more midfield signings, but Partey left, Jorginho left. So they signed Norgard from Brentford. They signed Noni Madueke from Chelsea, which I think is it.
Why did Arsenal like shopping at Chelsea? I don't know what this weird symbiotic relationship is between Arsenal and Chelsea.
I mean-
they just love swapping players around all
I mean,
the time.
Chelsea has like a 120-man squad. So I mean,
Yeah, they
it's,
really do.
it's there.
They
So
really do.
Arsenal have made some smart moves. Let's see how it goes for them.
Well, let's see. There's still so much time for us to run through all of the different transfers taking place. I mean, yes, we keep going. We're going to need more than an hour, and then it's going to become a 3-hour show, and people are going to get bored of listening to our voices.
Yes.
So
I like that.
we're going to try and keep it short and sharp and to a T. Carl, I know you're a massive Formula One guy.
Yes.
Mid-season break now. Well, we just come past the mid-season break. Piastri, then Norris. How do you keep these two happy in the same team, number one? And then number two, Where are we leading to you? I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, so at least just add his name in there somewhere, please.
Someone needs to check on Lewis Hamilton. That man is so depressed. He's so sad.
It hasn't been a great start. I mean, that's one of the big talking points of the season. Yeah. Sadly,
I hear him saying to me, what did I saw in an interview? He says,
he's useless.
I'm useless or something.
Yeah, I mean, and the pressure is real there at Ferrari, you know. But I mean, maybe he's getting used to the car potentially. Let's see how 2026 goes, because obviously there's new regulations, so that changes the game. Let's see who goes there. But going back to this season, I mean, Piastri just I'm so impressed with this dude. He is he handles it so well. You can see the pressure gets to Lando Norris, and I can see some vulnerability there, and I respect him for that. But I mean, if I had to put money on who's gonna win,
where are you going?
I'd say Piastri. Yeah. Who do I want to win? Norris. So people don't say, "Oh, you bottled this," because he does have that bottler vibes, you know. I don't know what you guys think.
He's very Spursy.
No, I think you spot. I think you've hit the nail on the head. Before we go, quickly, we're going to run through a couple of predictions from this week from sporting events taking place. PSL fixtures. If we just we want to touch on one or two sporting fixtures, we can't get through all of them. Let's go. Chipper United, Mamelodi Sundowns. Quickly, Carl, fire away.
Sundowns 2 or 3-0.
Actually, no, we're not going to do predictions. I thought what we're going to do. Who's going to win the PSL? I want the top 3 from you. Quickly. PSL. No fixtures, just top 3 in the PSL.
Okay.
I'm going to record this. Producer Brody, record this. Keep this for us. Next season, we're going to hold him accountable to it.
Okay. Sundowns.
Sundowns at the top.
Sundowns. Chiefs are going to finish 4th. So let me leave them out. Stellenbosch 2nd. Orlando Pirates 3rd.
Sure.
Wow. Run through those again.
Sundowns, Stellenbosch, Pirates.
Sundowns, Stellenbosch, Pirates.
That's interesting.
Sundowns, Stellenbosch, Pirates. Interesting. Wow. Where are you going?
Oh yeah, Sundowns definitely first. I actually wanted to say Stellenbosch 3rd. I'm excited to see what Stellenbosch can do. I don't know who's 2nd. Orlando Pirates if they show up.
Okay, I'm going. You heard it here first. Orlando Pirates, Sikakuna United, Sundowns.
Eric Tinkler's in charge there, so I mean he's taken City to the top 3 or 2.
Wait, so you're saying Sundowns first?
Sundowns
first.
Sundowns first. Sikakuna United. No, I'm saying
no,
Orlando
Pirates
Pirates.
First.
You're saying Pirates
I love
first.
that.
Pirates first. Sikakuna United 2nd.
Okay.
Sundowns 3rd.
I like
Probably
it.
Chiefs coming in
Sure.
4th. You heard it here first.
I like it.
Producer Brody,
Bookmark it.
clip this please. You heard it here first. Don't forget it. Okay, quickly. Currie Cup action. Griquas, Western Province. I want to hear where you guys are going to go. Griquas, Western Province. Adrian, fire away.
Western Province have not been great, and the Griquas are on the rise. So I think it's going to be an upset. I think the Griquas are going to go.
Okay, Griquas.
I don't even think it's going to be upset. Griquas to win.
Yeah.
Griquas to win. And then the final one I want to get from you. Australia, South Africa, not the rugby in 2 weeks' time.
The
cricket, the T20 taking place on Sunday.
We've lost our last 4 against Australia. I hate to be that guy, but we're going to lose the first match against Australia of the 3-match series.
Wow. And then we're going to win the series?
No. But we are going to be excited about Dival Brevis and Luandre Pretorius.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
It is a T20, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think given that the squad will be strengthened, I'm hoping it'll be closer. But yeah, I think Australia might just edge it.
Australia going to edge it. I'm going against the grain as always. I'm going South Africa to clinch it. 2-1. We'll win the first 2. We will lose the third.
I like that.
Okay.
I want your predictions to come true, bro. I want Orlando Pirates to win the league.
We're going to get producer Brody to clip these predictions every single week, and we're going to put them on the socials.
Yeah.
If you want to join in the conversation, hop onto not the WhatsApp line. That's 0712860639. That's only on a Saturday morning. If you want to join in the conversation, get into the comments below. It's the first episode of hopefully many. Myself, Adrian, Carl, Katua's going to join us at times when she's available, and we're going to have lots and lots of banter. What did you want to say, Carl?
And Lorenzo.
And Lorenzo.
Yes.
Lorenzo Darius. We wish you a speedy recovery with your health, and when Lorenzo is back to full health, he's going to join us as well.
Imagine when we have the whole team here.
The whole team here, the sports nuts of Good Up FM, bringing you play-by-play, off-air, online, every Thursday night. If producer Brody is on it, then it'll come out on a Thursday night, and we'll recap all the sporting events that take place.
We are keeping him in the basement of the SABC. He's not leaving.
He is not going
Good luck with
anywhere.
This man has not seen the sunlight for at least 2 weeks now.
Good luck with the edit. Do you want to come walk around here and show your face, and so that people know exactly who producer Brody is and they know who to hold accountable. And then also just remember, there we go. You can see producer Brody on our wide shot over there. And then give us your comments. Let us know what you want to hear more of. How you want to engage with us. Leave messages in the comments. If you think this is a really dope show and you want to hear more of it, let us know. If you think it's really SH1T, then you can say that as well. and we'll just keep it coming week in and week out. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch us again every week, same time, same place, but also, most importantly, catch me every Saturday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. on Play by Play with myself, Morgan Newman, Adrian Endley, Carl Lewis, Katwa, and Lorenzo Darius. Catch you guys later. Peace.